Well, he called me up and said, look, we're huge Shark Tank fans, both Ronnie and I. We wrote this part, Milton Rockwell. He's a real a-hole, and I think you're the guy. I said, do I take that as a compliment, you know? But I'd heard that from Mark Burnett, you know, years earlier, same idea. But he said, you got to fly to New York and come and read with us. I said, it's July. I'm sitting on my dock. I'm not going anywhere. If you really are serious, I'll send a plane for you. Come up and meet me, which they did. That showed me they were interested. We sat on the dock, watched the sunrise, read together. I loved the script. I really felt that I'm that guy. And so, you know, no, I've never done scripted before, but I you know, when you're working with Chalamet and Gwyneth, most of my lines were with those two. They were really great to work with, and you know, the rest, well, I'll let the critics decide, as they say. Well, I think he pulled something out of me I didn't know I had, and I think that's probably the hallmark of a great director anyways. But what I found so fascinating with him and the way he works with Ronnie is you shoot basically the script first, and maybe that's 10, 15, 20 takes. But when you're doing, you know, a very long conversation with maybe Timmy or with Gwyneth or whatever, and maybe we make a mistake, he says, let's riff off that. Let's improvise off that. Let's do a couple of takes with that. And then I noticed when I finally saw the film cut that much of the improvisation got into the film, and it made it even better. So he really knows how to pull it out. And he's thinking, and he's talking to Ronnie and his IFB and the script woman and the tent, and they're just creating the movie while they're flying, you know what I mean? It's amazing.
I think our favorite moments as a family, the two of us and our young daughter, Malty Marie, are just when it's quiet at home. We get to put a movie on, put our feet up, and just be together and order food in. And when the rest of our life at times can be kind of big and exciting like this, it's nice to keep that real quiet center.
You know, in order to do that, you have to be very aware that sometimes you have to pay the price for doing this. But I'm willing to, you know. I'm a very political person. I think politically. I like to make political films. I think The Secret Agents is one of those. Civil War was one of those. I think The Narcos was one of those. And I feel the films that I directed are like that. So it would be weird for me to work as a political artist and then shy away from saying what I think. Exactly, it's not, but it's just a shame that we're living in a world that's so polarized. You know, I remember, man, there was a time, but you know what it is? There was a time when the left and the right, we would fight and we would have discussions, but we were all talking about the same thing, the same facts. And I think that we're living in a moment where facts, they don't matter anymore. So people are just discussing different versions, living in different bubbles, and that creates this polarization that's just not healthy, not good for anyone.
Yeah, it's going up my mortgage or something like that. Like, those are fun, but like, you know, I love how people can relate to the lyrics and just kind of, it helps them get through something, and that's what really matters, and that's what the whole point of the song was. So
because Rumi's journey too, like we obviously wrote a song for this character that tells this story, and part of the idea is you hope that it breaks open and connects with people, and obviously, you know, the song has, but the movie too, and it's, you know, just cool to be a part of that.
Yeah. In a way, almost creating manifestations for people. I know
oh my God, yes.
Confident singing that song. And
yeah.
Walk into a space, having it.
Yeah. When you keep repeating it, we're going up, 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 like it was going up the charts, but my mood was lifted. Yeah, like I'm
so
kidding,
true.
but you know,
like,
it really does.
Yeah.
It's like a mantra. Thank you.
It's a blast. You know, Jacob, the character that I'm playing right now, he's not the most fashion forward, and so I kind of revel in these moments where we get to turn a look and express ourselves. You know, fashion is high art to me. I've always wanted to express myself in that way, and I've done it, you know, very cheaply throughout my years, and now I get to, you know, Armani, you know, made a gorgeous suit for me last weekend at the Critics' Choice Awards, which is something I never imagined I would say. This is the fabulous Christian Cowan. It's a real rose dipped in silver. It's like, it's so amazing to be able to paint in this way, and I'm always kind of looking over my shoulder for my castmates because they really know how to do it, and they just absolutely stun me on these red carpets. So it's just a blast trying to have some fun, you know?